Hey, this is Whit. I think you know that we're in the middle of our stewardship campaign, our fall financial campaign. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that people want to give to something that matters. I want you to know that to me and my family, this church matters. That to many people who are connected in some way to this church, it really matters. To families like mine, to people who are going through difficult times, to our children and our youth, and I personally know that this church matters to this community, and particularly to those who are struggling in this community. I've asked several people in this church to tell you why it matters to them, and I just simply give them to you so that you might know how this church matters. Thank you.
First Presbyterian matters because it's a great community. Being new to Hickory, it's provided a great way to get to know people and to find a great church and to find a church that really cares about each other and our community as a whole.
I'm Cynthia Honeycutt. I believe First Presbyterian matters because it challenges members to step outside of our comfort zone and think of others ahead of self. That may take the form of traveling on a mission trip, raking leaves alongside teenagers, serving on a committee, or just changing the way that we think about something or changing a behavior. These are many of the reasons that I believe First Presbyterian matters to all of us in so many very important ways.
Hi, I'm Carl Thomason. I believe that First Presbyterian Church matters. Without God, family, and friends, a person cannot lead a good life. Christ is the only person that can give us love and peace and happiness.
I'm Dale Menard.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Menard, and we moved to Hickory in 1995 with a 10-week-old and have subsequently belonged to the church since then and have raised both of our children here in the church, and they're now a sophomore and a senior in college. So First Presbyterian matters to us because it has been part of the foundation of our family.
That foundation has given our family roots. The children come home, they know that they have a place where they're loved. It's a community for them, it's a community for us, and it's a community where everybody can feel comfortable.
I, Claude Davis, believe that First Prayers matters because of their youth. It's the reason why we came here and we continue to be involved in youth through teaching Sunday school.
I'm Andy Banks, and First Presbyterian matters to me because of the role models my children meet here.
I'm Bill Pitts, and First Presbyterian Church matters and has mattered for me for 48 years, which I've been privileged to be called a member here, and also opportunity to learn the true value and meaning and purpose of life that has been preached consistently at First Presbyterian Church. My family and I have enjoyed many of the great times at this church, and we're doing worship hours, doing Sunday school times, also in doing mission trips and retreats. And it's been, First Presbyterian Church has been there in times of great joy and times of great sadness. It was there when we were able to baptize all of our 3 children, as well as 6 grandchildren. It was there when we had the marriages of 2 of our sons and soon to be our daughter. But it was also standing with us and our whole family during times of great tragedy as we endured the illness of our youngest child and eventually his death. So I can say without any reservation, First Presbyterian Church matters a lot.
I'm Emma Salyards, and FPC matters because it gives me a safe place to learn and explore about my spirituality while having fun.
I'm Keith Nichols, and I believe First Presbyterian Church matters because we make a difference in the community.
Hi, I'm Joellen McMonagle, and I think First Presbyterian matters for the outreach programs that we provide. For an example, we provide food at our food pantry, and also we provide a warm shelter during the cold nights at our warming center. That's why I think First Presbyterian matters.
I'm Reese Honeycutt, and I think FPC matters because you need a place to get closer to God and at the same time your friends.
I'm Megan Texer.
And I'm Toby Texer. And First Presbyterian matters because of the people and allows our congregation and our families to grow in faith together.
And we hope to provide it for many generations to come. I'm Leah, and I believe that First Presbyterian matters because it's a safe environment where everyone can express themselves.
I'm Lynn James Smith.
I'm Bob Smith. First Presbyterian Church matters because of community. Lucian was a 2nd century Greek satirist who wrote with abiding wit over his lifetime, which I assume means he was a wise guy all the time. But when he came across a Christian community where he lived, he wrote these words. It is incredible the fervor with which the people of this religion, meaning Christians, help each other in all their wants. Their first legislator, Jesus, has put it into their heads that they are all brethren. So First Presbyterian Church matters because of community, and it gives us those opportunities to participate.
It matters because we matter. We matter to each other and we matter to God. And when we take advantage of the programs at First Presbyterian Church, we're improved with our conscious contact with God. Our prayer lives are stronger, our marriage is better, our social associations are stronger, and we are happier. Research shows us over and over and over that participation in a faith community makes us healthier and happier, and we are prime examples of that.
Hi, I'm Teresa Oakley. I believe First Presbyterian Church matters because when you join, you become part of a spiritual community. When we joined over 30 years ago, this church became our family. We support each other in good times and bads. We are able to pray together, worship together. We are able to have food together and have fun. We have made lifelong friendships in this church that have sustained us over many good and bad times.
My name is Don Coleman, and I believe First Presbyterian matters because of wonderful things that have happened in our youth programs and our Christian education programs over the years. Tony and I have been members of the church more than 47 years and had the opportunity to see our children grow up in this church. And Christian education has meant so much to them and so much to us, from the elementary, middle school, youth programs, even through college. We have both been fortunate to have worked in the youth programs, both in the junior highs, the senior highs, as teachers and as youth advisors. I think the church does a wonderful job of taking the faith-based religion that we have here and taking it to our children in a Christian education way. I can see those advantages when I look around and see the children who were in these youth programs who are now involved in our church. I see it also when I think about the children who are now adults who have gone on and lived in other places and still involved in education programs and church programs. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me for our family. Both our girls are involved in teaching Sunday schools in their respective churches. And I believe that that really is the ultimate goal that I would hope for this church, that as a faith-based church, we would go forward as we have in the past and make Christian education a very vital part of our church.
First Presbyterian matters.
First Presbyterian matters.
First Presbyterian matters.
I'm Zach King, and First Presbyterian matters.
First Presbyterian matters.
FPC Hickory matters.
First Presbyterian 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 Church matters.
First Presbyterian matters.
First Presbyterian matters.